Hello everybody, MightyNifty here, and today we are going to be making shepherd's pie. This British dish made of cooked meat, veggies, and topped with a mashed potato crust is the perfect dish to start off the fall. This meal is inspired by the exploding sheep weapon from my recent review of Worms 2007. Now let's get started. First up is the potatoes. We just need to peel all of them completely. Now, you may be thinking, Steve, if the potatoes needed to be peeled, why'd you get the small ones that are significantly harder to peel? And it's totally not because I didn't think of making this recipe until I'd already bought them. I swear. Once they're all peeled, we just need to dice them up pretty small and get them into a pot, which we'll then fill with water and season with salt. Then we'll throw that onto a high heat, and once the water is boiling, give it another 10 to 15 minutes, or until the potatoes can be easily cut with the back of a knife. Now that the potatoes have cooked, we just want to drain them in a colander and leave them to cool. Once the steam stops rising, give them a solid mash until they're completely smooth, and then season them with a little bit of black pepper, salt, and some freshly grated nutmeg. Then you want to mash in 1 egg yolk. This is going to cause the potatoes to become solidified more easily in the oven and get a nice solid crust. It's also why it's very important to have these cool completely, otherwise you'll end up with scrambled eggs mixed into your potatoes. Then we're just going to want to add in some milk, or half and half if you can afford the calories, 1 tablespoon at a time until the potatoes are completely smoothed out and seem like they'd be easy to spread. Now on to the filling. It's best to start this while the potatoes are cooking and cooling, that way everything's ready to go in the pan at the same time. We'll start by prepping our vegetables. So just go ahead and peel and dice 2 carrots and then dice up 1 onion. We'll then throw this into a pan with preheated oil on medium heat. We'll season them up with some salt to draw the moisture out and some black pepper. Then cook, stirring occasionally until the onions turn golden. It should take about 5 minutes. Next, we'll add in a pound of ground lamb and break this up and stir it frequently in order to make sure all the sides are cooked. We'll also add in some garlic powder because I forgot to chop up some garlic cloves earlier, along with some rosemary and some thyme. We'll let that cook until the lamb is completely brown, and it should take about another 5 minutes. Once that's done, we'll add about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and once that's mixed in, we can add a cup of chicken broth plus a good amount of Worcestershire Sauce and let that reduce for a solid 10 to 15 minutes, or until the spatula leaves a visible trail at the bottom of the pan. This is us creating a nice gravy which is going to have a delicious saucy texture once the pie is finished. Then we'll add in either 1 can of corn or peas, I went with corn, and our filling is done. Now we can bring this all together. In a roasting tray or casserole dish, just throw in your meat filling and then glob your potatoes on top. Then use a spatula to spread the potatoes over the filling evenly. And this is where I screwed up. This is a 9 by 13 inch pan, which is way too big for this amount of filling. Be sure to use something a bit smaller when you make this at home, or your pie might look more like a filling with a potato hat. Either way, just take your assembled pie and throw it into a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and when it comes out, it will look like this. Normally, I'd suggest either using your broiler or a blowtorch to crisp up the top a bit more, but considering my screw-up, I was worried that the broiler might burn the uncovered bits. But if you stay away from small pans, I don't see you having that issue, so if you want a nice golden crust, go ahead and do that. But this dish is rustic, homey, and just a delicious and warm way to jump into the fall season. I hope you all enjoyed this recipe. I hope you give it a try at home. Ingredient list is in the description box down below. Be sure to subscribe for more game reviews and nifty recipes, and as always, have a mighty nifty day today.